What's going on, everyone? Today I am super excited because I just picked up the new Stradic FL for 2019, the newest reel in Shimano's long lineup of successful reels in the past. I'm going to be unboxing this guy, giving you all my initial thoughts and comparing it to some of the older reels that I've been fishing for many years and giving you all my overall assessment. Cue the intro. So let's see what we got going on here. They changed the box from red to white. That shouldn't really matter, but some of you are weird, so maybe that does matter to you. I have the HG model. I think this one is only available in Japan. That's where I live, in Japan, for those of you that are new to the channel. So I have the 6.0 to 1 gear ratio, where in the States they're just selling the XG as far as I know, and that would be like a 6.4 to 1 gear ratio. They also make a 5.3. I think you have to order that from Malaysia. Next, it is 7.9 ounces, so it's down a couple from the original, or from the most recent. The FK was about 8.3 in the 3000. Still 6.1, or 6 bearings plus 1, and about 20 pounds of drag. Now, a big thing that they changed in some of these smaller reels, the 3000 and up, now as opposed to felt washers, they have carbon fiber washers. So here is the reel that is really good looking, feels really nice. It just comes in plastic like this, nothing too crazy. They give you the handle in another plastic bag, and then we have the paperwork. Since I live in Japan, all my stuff is in Japanese, so that's no help to a English only speaker like me. So we'll just set that off to the side. And then it comes with some tape. You can't really see it on camera, but that's just to tape your line down to the spool. And some spool shims in case you want your line to lay differently at all. So nothing too crazy. Pretty standard for what Shimano will give you. So the reel itself looks amazing, feels really good. It's probably my favorite design when it comes to aesthetics of the most recent Stradics. I really like this dark blue and that gunmetal color. I'm kind of happy they went away from the white after the FJ. The white, you know, it looks nice, but this silver gunmetal really looks more modern. I'm gonna go ahead, take this handle out, and give her a check. First impressions of the handle, feels pretty cheap. It'll probably hold up better in the long run. It just feels like feels like a plastic, a little bit tacky, so maybe it's a very, very hard rubber, but it just kind of has a cheap feel to it. No joint on the handle, little seal on the plunger there. So it feels excellent, as all Stradics typically do right out of the box. That has really been Shimano's kind of claim to fame as of the last 5-6 years. The reels in cases straight out of the box feel amazing. Even down to like their $50, $60 lineups. Extremely smooth, extremely tight. Bail flips real nicely. And just all around great looking reels. You know, honestly, like, I really like the look of this reel so much, I think it deserves its own B-roll sequence. So Stradics, like most of Shimano's middle lineup, are made in Malaysia. You can see that it says that right there. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't, I can see it. And there really has never been a significant problem with their Malaysian made reels. Actually, only the Stella and maybe a couple of their other high-end reels I know are made in Japan, and that's about it. Stradics have almost always been made there, haven't really had any problems over the last couple of years. Let's check that free spin. Oh yeah, that is nice. That is real nice. Big fan. Drag sounds pretty darn good. Doesn't make noise when you spin the spool backwards. Really happy that they've stuck to no anti-reverse switch. That's one less place that water can get in. And yeah, it's pretty standard Stradic. Let's check, take the spool off. Sealing, it's very similar to what they had in the FK. Couple spool shims there. The big difference that they really gone with this Stradic is the spool is now taller. So the fact that the spool's taller, that causes less changes in direction when you cast. So when you cast, your line is going up, down, up, down. The longer spool, it has to do that less times, so there's less friction, and you get a longer cast. Now, will that really make that big of a difference for you all? I don't know. My initial guess is if you're fishing 10-pound braid on this thing with a full spool, you're not really going to notice a difference in casting like with the FK, or when compared to an FK or another Shimano. But let's say you're fishing heavier braid, like 20 pound, and you have not a full spool, you're probably going to notice a difference with that longer, or that taller spool. So there's two technologies that Shimano is really marketing and really pushing when it comes to the new Stradic FL. That is X-Protect and micromodule 2. X-Protect is essentially interlocking grooves in the clutch assembly that really, the aim is to prevent water from getting there. So the water will have to go up and down around these grooves, and they're fairly tight together, so a bead of water from splashes won't really affect the reel. Now, Shimano's the new FL has already been tested by a couple dudes online, specifically a gentleman on Stripers Online, where he dunked the reel for 60 seconds, then pulled it apart, and the water got in. So it's not a waterproof reel. That pressure from having it underwater, the water will find its way into the main gearbox and the rest of the reel. I'm really happy he did that, so I don't have to dunk my new reel and then clean out all the water and clean out all the grease and do that. So just so you know, it'll stand up to some splashing. The X-Protect has been proven to pretty much keep water out from splashing, but when it comes to dunking, this isn't a reel to be fished underwater. It's not a Van Staal. Now the next technology that Shimano is advertising is the micromodule 2. That basically is just the tolerances when it comes to the main gearing. Now it's supposed to give it a better feel, make it feel stouter, more powerful. Honestly, y'all, don't really notice a difference. When I pull out my old FK, the thing feels very solid, very tight, and this thing is 5 years old, and the tolerances are very minimal. As well as, sorry, this was the FJ, the FK. Very similar. Very tight feeling reel. Felt amazing straight out of the box. You know, it's a little bit worn down now after 2 years of fishing. The FJ is a little bit even more beat up. This one I've had for about 5 years. But leading me into my next point, is it worth upgrading if you're still fishing an older Stradic or another reel similarly priced in that $200 price range? Should you sell your old reel to get this new Stradic? And short answer, no. It's a beautiful reel, y'all. I am absolutely in love with the design of it. It feels great, and I'm sure it's going to perform great as all Stradics have in the past. But I've been fishing this FL for 5 years, and I was still using it back home when I caught multiple snook over 35 inches on it. I'll throw a picture up here. The reel's still performing great, and it's still going to be in my lineup, as well as my FK. 2 years old, still performing excellent. I don't have a reason to get rid of this reel. Essentially, I bought this reel, the new FL, and there's not that much use for it. There's nothing absolutely revolutionary. It's not God's gift to the fishing world. It feels nice, it's shiny, and trust me y'all, as a tackle junkie, when we see new things, we think, ooh, shiny, I have to have it. But it's nothing crazy. It will probably cast a little bit further, and it might last a little bit longer. This is just an unboxing review, so possibly, let's say, 10, 12 years down the road, if I still am fishing the same exact reel, at that time I may say, wow, that actually was the best Stradic ever made. But only time will tell that. So we can't really put that into perspective initially when the reel came out a week ago. So that's it. If you have, let's say, an old FJ 5, 6, 7 years old, and the reel kind of feels crappy, it's probably corroded on the inside a little bit, and you're feeling like treating yourself, because we all gotta treat ourselves to a new reel every once in a while, I would recommend the FL. if you have an FK that you bought a year ago, guys, there's no reason that you need to sell it and drop everything and buy the new FL. It's not going to do anything absolutely crazy for you. So that is all the time I have, y'all. If you've fished the new FL, held it in your hand, and seen anything completely revolutionary with it, drop a comment below. If you fish Shimanos, if you fish Daiwas, if you fish pens, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think of reels, and let me know what you think of these unboxing style videos. I appreciate you all so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in that next video.